Good morning. Welcome back to Kuala Lumpur. Welcome back to Planet Doug. I just stepped out of my hotel and the world struck me as completely different. And I thought, what the heck is going on? I was going to say there isn't much traffic, but then a car just came whipping around that corner and there's a bunch more up here. But it struck me as like incredibly quiet. As what happened to the world? And then I realized it's Saturday today. So it's a very different atmosphere. Things feel a little bit quieter. And oddly enough, I was sitting inside my hotel room. I moved into a new room because the air conditioner in my first room didn't work. And they gave me a new room. And the air conditioner works very well. So I was inside this room, beautifully air conditioned, nice and cool all night, all morning. And because of that, when I set off to go out into KL, I just pulled on long pants and a long shirt, and it just feels so good. It's been ages since I've worn long pants. Makes me feel like a grown-up instead of always running around like a little boy in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. So having long pants on and a shirt with buttons makes me feel like an adult for a change. But of course, I'm putting on all this heavy, thick clothing inside an air-conditioned room in comfort. And as soon as I stepped out of my room into the hallway, it was like, whoa, the heat of KL suddenly hit me. So now I'm here outside in the sun, and I'm thinking, why am I wearing these long pants? They're actually really thick. They have thick material. Really comfortable, nice cotton, sort of a Dockers kind of pants, I suppose. But perhaps I will end up regretting dressing like an adult male for a change. I'm going to get very hot before this morning is over with. And where I'm going is to meet a friend for coffee, but I'm going to meet him at a very special place. I'm going to the brand new shopping mall, the EXCHANGE TRX. And admittedly, I'm very late to the party because this mall opened. The official opening day was November 29th, 2023. So that was months ago this mall opened. And oddly enough, I was having breakfast with a friend right across the road from the TRX exchange on the day it opened. So I was right there on opening day. And of course, if I were a good YouTuber, I should have gone over there and shot video about it. But I'd never even heard of them all, I don't think. I didn't know it was opening. And I'm not really that interested in shopping malls, as I'll talk about in a minute. So I never did do that. And then all these other YouTubers, of course, went there on opening day and they shot videos about the brand new shopping mall. They were on top of current events, so I should have gone there months ago, but I'm finally getting around to visiting the mall today. So to get there, you can get there by MRT, so I'm heading towards the Kajang line, and on the Kajang line you can go to the Tun Razak Exchange MRT stop right there at the mall. So that's one thing I'm curious about. How easy is it to get to this mall by public transportation? And when you arrive there, what does it look like? You walk out of the MRT station, and then what are you looking at? Where is the mall? Are there good signs directing you how to get there? So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. Sun is up there. Oh, check this out. These are the token machines for the system. Rapid Transit, MRT, LRT system. But right beside it, look at this. I've never seen that before. A coffee bot. Maybe I can try that out when I come back. You can use eWallet, stuff like that to pay. I love just trying out these new systems. Since I'm wearing long pants like an adult, I can also use a digital eWallet like an adult too. But since I'm meeting my friend for coffee, I'm not going to get a coffee now. So let's head through the turnstiles with the power of touch and go. Touch and go. There we go. This isn't the Kajang line yet. This is Masjid Jamek station, as you can see on that sign up there. And there are two lines here. I need to get on the Kelana Jaya line. It's way down underground. And once I get to the Kelana Jaya line, I go to Pasar Seni. And at Pasar Seni, I can transfer to the Kajang line. So far, so good on being an adult. I'm not sweating to death yet. But that's because I haven't walked very far and I haven't been outside. So my idea was that I'm taking the MRT, LRT, then MRT all the way to the Exchange TRX. And then I'm going to be inside an air-conditioned shopping mall. So hopefully wearing long pants will be okay. I'm not going to get super hot. But who knows? I have other errands to run that might take me outside. And I'm meeting up with Jamie, my friend who's here in KL for a couple of weeks. And he's a major, major walker. And who knows, he might talk me into a 20-kilometer hike around KL. We'll see. Hopefully not. I'm not dressed for it. And I just missed my train. That rumbling sound you hear, that was my train. So my timing is not that great today. 7 minutes till the next one. So to give you an idea of what's going on here, so this is the Kelana Jaya line. And I'm here at Masjid Jamek. And I'm only going one stop to Pasar Seni. And here you can see I can transfer to the Kajang line, the green line, that's Kajang. And if we go around to the other side, we get the full map of the system. Zooming in, right here is Masjid Jamek. The red line is the Kelana Jaya line. And from Masjid Jamek, I'm going down to Pasar Seni. Here I transfer over to the green line, Kajang. And then I go 1, 2, 3 stops. I think 3 stops to Tun Razak Exchange, TRX. Now this is something I'm going to be talking about a lot. The name here. I find the naming of this place incredibly confusing. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I can walk up and down the platform while I'm waiting for my train. So the thing is that the shopping mall is called the Exchange TRX, but it is a centerpiece of a much larger complex. So the whole thing is called the Tun Razak Exchange. It is a 70-acre development that has all kinds of things there. There are somewhere between 20 and 30 buildings, big skyscrapers. The highest building there is the TRX 106. So it's a giant, it's actually the second tallest skyscraper in Kuala Lumpur, one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world. So that is one of the centerpiece buildings of, see, I can't even talk about this place because I get so confused about the name. So just to back up, the whole financial district, this $9 billion project that has been under construction for 15 years, it is called the Tun Razak Exchange, a financial complex with luxury hotels, shopping centers, residential buildings, and also financial buildings, all these different things put together. That's Tun Razak Exchange, but the shopping mall is called the Exchange TRX. But TRX stands for Tun Razak Exchange, so it's actually called the Exchange Tun Razak Exchange. So every time I try to talk about the shopping mall, I don't know what it's called. I get confused. It's called the Exchange. Is it called the Exchange TRX? It's like you end up repeating the Exchange over and over again. It's weird branding and very confusing naming, I find, which to me, happens a lot in Malaysia. I remember thinking about this when it comes to the second tallest building in the world, which is here in Kuala Lumpur. And this building should be famous because it is the tallest building in the world, second only to the Burj Khalifa. And everybody on the planet knows the name Burj Khalifa, but I can guarantee you that nobody in the world knows about the second tallest building, and part of it is the name. It started off as some kind of one name. Let me look it up for a second. I made notes about this, quoting from Wikipedia, and I remember these names because I've been in and out of KL for the construction of that building, and I've been following it closely, and I talk about it all the time, but then I never know what to call it. But it says it was formerly known as Menara Warisan Merdeka. It was also known as KL 118, and then I knew it for a long time as PNB 118. So whenever you talked about this building with someone else, you didn't know what to call it, and the other person had no idea what you were talking about because they knew it by a different name. And now the official, final, formal name is Merdeka 118. And it just does not stick in your brain. The naming system over the years has been so confusing that this building is actually quite obscure, I think. Nobody really knows what it is. It needed some kind of a name to make it stand out. Merdeka 118, PNB 118, KL. So it's very confusing. And this whole Tun Razak exchange complex fell into that same trap where the English naming just got into this weird loop. The exchange, Tun Razak exchange. What kind of a name is that for a shopping mall? Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. And in fact, when I was looking up information about this mall this morning, I found out that its official name is Plaza The Exchange TRX. So it's the Plaza The Exchange Tun Razak Exchange. And Tun Razak, by the way, it was named after the second prime minister of Malaysia. So that's where the name comes from. My train is here, so it's time to go. I'm not in a huge hurry, so I don't have to rush to the next train. I've just arrived at Pasar Seni. Thought I would just give you a look around this neighborhood. Kuala Lumpur train station right there. We're looking towards KL Central and Little India. The Grand Mosque of Kuala Lumpur right there. And then on the, train is still there, blocking the view, but on the other side is the building. I love the building. I'm not bad-mouthing the building. It just seems like a very weak naming system for this building. Yeah, staring right into the sun, so you can't see it very clearly, but that is the Merdeka 118. Even now, I had to hesitate because I couldn't remember what name they finally settled on, but it's not a great name. Of course, Merdeka has a lot of meaning for Malaysians. It means independence, so it refers to the independence of Malaysia. There's a lot of pride surrounding that word here in Malaysia, but somehow it's starting to feel a bit generic because it's used so often, and it feels like this building, I don't know. I'm sure there's a building in the world called the Needle already, but to me that there has to have been a better name than Merdeka 118. So any branding, marketing companies in Malaysia, get working on that. And here in KL, if you're a skyscraper, you've got a lot of competition. Check out that skyline over there. There are so many skyscrapers in Malaysia and in Kuala Lumpur in particular. I was reading this morning that according to official websites that keep track of these things, Malaysia is ranked 4th in the world for its collection of highest buildings in the world. So not Kuala Lumpur in particular, but Malaysia as a country is the 4th country in the world in terms of ranking by tall buildings. So, and I think that's something else that nobody in the world would know. I think Malaysia has a bit of a branding problem that way. And I think that's why you see so many YouTubers when they come here, vloggers, their very first video is always I'm blown away, I'm amazed, I'm shocked, I'm surprised, because nobody really knows what to expect when they come to Kuala Lumpur, unless you've already been here. And then when they show up and see all of the skyscrapers and the modern downtown districts and the huge shopping malls and this massive MRT, LRT system, they're surprised. They weren't expecting it. So I think if you went around the world and asked people to list countries based on skyscrapers or tall buildings, Malaysia wouldn't even appear on the list. And yet, in reality, it's number 4. I'd like to know, I don't know what the top 3 are, but it would be interesting to know. So I'm just doing the transfer now. That above ground line right there, that's the Kelana Jaya LRT line. And you can see, this is quite important to understand in Kuala Lumpur. If you look at that sign right now, the LRT train symbol looks different from the MRT train symbol. The green one is the Kajang MRT line, and you can see the train looks bigger, wider. It's a more modern system. So we are heading into the Pasar Seni MRT station, and that over there, that is the Pasar Seni LRT station. So if you're following the logic here, it has the same name. 2 trains meet here, but one of them is an LRT system and one is part of the MRT system. So, but you don't have to pay, you don't have to exit one. You just transfer by going down this escalator and going to a new platform, basically. But so there's oh, the sun is so bright. There is, again, I hesitated, Merdeka 118. Even though it's my favorite building in the city, I'll never remember what its name is. It needs a new name. There should be a competition for that. I hear someone playing a piano. There's a public piano here that is part of a art in the city kind of project. Anybody can sit down there and play. So I think somebody is playing. Yep. Gotta love stuff like that. But as a YouTuber, I have to instantly run away. There's nothing worse on YouTube than music. It's probably classical music, but YouTube will find a way to copyright it somehow. We have to go down one more level. Oh, does this one go down? Yes. These new MRT lines, the stations by necessity, have had to be placed far underground to get underneath all of the water lines and building foundations and things like that. And basically to go underneath the LRT system, the MRT had to be placed quite a bit lower underground. And something I always end up babbling about, probably talked about it too many times, is I do find the naming system here confusing as well, because I know that this is the Kajang line, and yet here it says Platform 1 Kajang, Platform 2 Kuasa Damansara. But in fact, that's the destination. So that's the destination station it goes to. But both of them are part of the Kajang line. So I find it very confusing to name the line after one of the stations on the line. So yeah, it gets kind of confusing. But I'm heading towards Kajang on Platform 1, which is over here. And even the lettering I find confusing because they call it KG. So you think there's 2 words, but it's because there's a G at the end of that word. So it does seem like the naming system could be improved. And this is why I couldn't find Tun Razak Exchange at first, because I saw Samsung Galaxy And I got confused, but I don't know why. I guess that's there's a Samsung Galaxy store there. I have no idea why, but I didn't see the TRX label at first.
Akan tiba di Pavilion Bukit Bintang. Ini adalah stesen pertukaran Kedaluan KL Monorail.
And that's where we're going, Tun Razak Exchange.
You are now approaching Pavilion Bukit Bintang. This is an interchange station with KL Monorail line. Exit to the right door.
This is what the train looks like, by the way. One way you'd know it's an MRT train is just how it looks. Wider, bigger, newer. If you're on a train that looks really wide and really big and really modern, chances are it's an MRT line.
Utamakan tempat duduk untuk wanita mengandung, warga emas, dan kurang kelainan upaya.
I moved a little bit down the train. I just realized I was standing right beside there's a pink line there that cuts this car into sections, and that section is for women only. So I was in the right section, but I was just like 5 feet away from the pink dividing line. So I thought, I better get out of here. So I moved away. I don't want to accidentally cross the pink line, get in trouble.
Tun Razak Exchange, Samsung Galaxy. Stesen pertukaran ke MRT Ladang.
It's even more confusing now.
Next station, Tun Razak Exchange, Samsung Galaxy. Interchange station with MRT Putrajaya line.
So the official name of the station is now TRX, Tun Razak Exchange, Samsung Galaxy. So I guess Samsung paid them a bunch of money to sponsor this particular MRT station. As if there isn't enough corporate advertising. Huh. I mean, if they just called it the Samsung Galaxy Station, that's fine. But combining it with the original name, now it's the Tun Razak Exchange TRX Samsung Galaxy Station. That's quite a mouthful.
Samsung Galaxy. Ini adalah stesen pertukaran
Right
ke
there.
MRT Ladang Putrajaya. Pintu di sebelah kiri akan dibuka.
So I think this is all brand new to me now. I've never been to this station before. And now the true test, the Planet Doug test begins. How easy is it for me to see? Okay, well, in a way it's easy because there's only one exit. In that direction, that's where the bathrooms are. And then I turn around. So I don't have to choose an exit because there's only one. But with my deeply ingrained signage instincts, I would have wanted a sign, an arrow saying, you're heading to the mall, this brand new famous The Exchange TRX, this way, just to make it easier for you. But since there's only one exit, this has to be the right way. And since I'm talking about public transportation so much, I thought I'd point this out. It's kind of interesting. Daryl from the Wander Eats YouTube channel, he came up with this travel hack where you can use the Putrajaya MRT line, the brand new line, to go to the airport. And what you do is you take the Putrajaya line from anywhere inside the city. We happen to be at Tun Razak Exchange, but you can get on it anywhere and go all the way outside of KL, all the way to Putrajaya, which gets you most of the way to the airport by MRT. And then you can, there's a transfer, just walk from one platform to the next one, and then you get on the express train for the last 16 minutes. So if you combine these two, it ends up being cheaper. So you pay 420 ringgit for the MRT and only 940 for the express train. So they listed there. It only takes 48 minutes and total one-way fare of 13.6 ringgit. And that basically is a travel hack that you can use the Clia Express train, this luxury high-speed train, to go to the airport, but you only use the Clia Express for the last section. And you get most of the way there by MRT. Anyway, it's interesting that Daryl invented this, and now it's become an official thing that they're advertising. And there's the Putrajaya line. This is also an MRT line. All right, we have to go up. Yeah, these Samsung Galaxy MRT station, you can see that the part of the deal, I guess, is that the escalators are all branded with Samsung products. They probably got a discount on the advertising. So this whole place is going to be branded with the Galaxy S24 and then S24 Plus, S24 Ultra. AI is here. So, how easy is it to find our way? Oh, we still have to go up higher. Okay. Oh no, there it is. All right. The EXCHANGE TRX, that direction. Not bad, not bad. It's pretty easy to see which direction to go. I like it that the tunnel even looks different. It looks like it's part of a shopping mall, and that gives you another obvious visual clue. Because if it all looked the same and you were relying only on this sign, you probably wouldn't see it, but your eye is instinctively drawn to this white, glossy area because it looks so different. You know this is MRT decor, and then your eyes just naturally get pulled in this direction, and then you see the sign. So. So we're here, and now I'm just gonna go find the Starbucks and meet up with Jamie first, and then we'll probably go for a walk around the mall and then to the outdoor park. And to be honest, I'm not that interested in the mall itself. Shopping malls are not really of much interest to me other than food courts and shopping and coffee shops. The sorts of stores that I'm looking for tend not to be in shopping malls. So I'm more interested in this place as a kind of a business concept. It astonishes me, the very idea of something this big being constructed, the decades of planning and engineering and construction that goes into it. So I've got a few stats here in front of me. I made some notes, and so the Tun Razak Exchange, previously known as Kuala Lumpur International Financial District, or KLIFD, this is all from Wikipedia, is a 70-acre development by the Ministry of Finance Malaysia. And as I said, it was named after the second Prime Minister of Malaysia, Tun Abdul Razak Hussein. And the master plan, let me turn my GoPro around. You can see the mall as I talk about it. There's the mall. Looks really nice. I like the music, sort of classical music playing. I'm not sure where I need to go to find Starbucks, but I'll do that in a minute. So the master plan for this place included a total of 26 buildings, and it had a development period of 15 years. And the landmark building, of course, is the Exchange 106, the second tallest skyscraper in Malaysia. So the key features of this place, that EXCHANGE TRX, that is the shopping mall. They said it was supposed to have 400 stores. There's the 106 Tower that I already mentioned, the TRX City Park, which is sitting on top of the shopping mall, I think. I think there's now 30 different buildings. 6 of them are residential buildings, the luxury Climpton Hotel, and connected with this place is something called the Smart Tunnel. It's like a 9-kilometer tunnel. And when I saw the name Smart, I thought that meant it was some sort of a AI-generated, computer-based transit system. But SMART actually stands for Stormwater Management and Road Tunnel. So it's a storm drainage and road, about 10 kilometers long, about 6 miles. It is the longest stormwater drainage tunnel in Southeast Asia and the second longest in Asia. So obviously every store that you can possibly think of is here somewhere, but for me, the things I want to buy, I'm sure there's not a GoPro store here. There's not going to be the sorts of stores that I hang out at hardware stores and camera stores and things like that. So a Tomei fancy jewelry store is not for me. I'm not buying Versace and Gucci and Rolex watches. It's not my kind of world. But interesting to check out. So I don't know where Starbucks is. I know it's on the ground floor, it tells me. But here's another test of the systems. I don't know what floor I'm on. I've been looking and looking for any indication of what floor this is. Am I above or below the ground floor? Am I on the ground floor? I have no idea. But yeah, it's time for another Google Maps check. I don't think Google Maps is all that helpful for navigating shopping malls. I asked it for walking directions, and it gave me a 1.7 kilometer circuitous route to get there. And yet, looking at the map, it's just a 30 or 40 meters away. So I don't know where I am or how to get there. Let's see if this will work for me. Touch for information. This ought to be interesting. I touch down. Oh, okay. So I am here. I'm on C, I guess. And ground floor, or am I? Let's see. Go back to C. Okay, so I guess I'm on, concourse. I'm on the concourse level. And I know Starbucks is on the ground. So I have to go up. I thought I had to go down, but I have to go up. And can I do any searching? Can I do anything here? That's level, what? Ground. Okay, here's ground. And it looks like it's one above me. That's all I can figure out from this. Does it move? Okay, it does move. Okay, that's cool. Versace, Dior, Louis Vuitton. What did I just do? I am here. I don't know what I did. Ground. Anyway, I'll go up one level. I imagine I was using that all wrong, but I didn't find it very helpful. But I guess this is the overall decor of this place. The way, the color and the style of it. A lot of gold, it looks like. Gold trim, brownish gold. So I find this a huge failure in shopping malls. Total Planet Doug, not approved. That when you come up the escalator, right in front of you, there should be a sign what floor you're on. But it doesn't tell you. I did notice here, it says number 1 right there, but that's the only place. There should be something on the ceiling up here. The first thing you see should be level 1. I don't know why shopping malls don't understand that. Maps are only useful if you know where you are. That's the whole key to a map. You have to have a starting point. But anyway, it does say number 1 down here. Once you know that, you know where to look, but it's not obvious. So here I am going up, and as I look ahead, it should be perfectly obvious to me where I am. It should say level 2 right here in front of me, but it doesn't. And I do wonder whether they do that on purpose. So they did put the number 2 here, but it's very difficult to see. Here I am on the 2nd level, but I may be in the wrong building completely. Oh, ta-da! Starbucks. Well, it seems like an odd location for a Starbucks, buried deep inside the mall. I'm sort of used to them being on the outer edges of places. But I send Jamie a message to tell him that I'm lost, but on my way. Let's see if he's already here. For all I know, this could be the wrong Starbucks. Oh, it looks like a nice one. Just looking through the windows. Yeah, I don't see Jamie. I wonder why the valet, or whatever his title is, told me to go to the 106 building. Oh, yeah, okay. I might be at the wrong Starbucks. Give me a minute. I think I figured it out. Again, there's absolutely no signs anywhere telling you how to get to this building, but I found my battery died mid-sentence, and then the security came up to me and told me no video in this building, but just to record the final few seconds. Yeah, what a weird area. I saw a whole bunch more security dudes, so I stopped speaking. I found the place. There's Jamie over there. But yeah, what a comedy of errors. I knew it was this Starbucks. Every time I was asking for directions, I was clicking on the right one, but all the directions were pointing to walls that I couldn't get through because it was trying to get me to go to another building. And then when I was asking people for directions, they did send me to a Starbucks, but it was the Starbucks in the mall, not the Starbucks in 106. So, all I'm saying is, it's not my fault. I was doing the right thing. The modern world tripped me up. But, there we are, at the base of the 106 building, I guess the 2nd tallest skyscraper in Malaysia is towering right up above us up there somewhere. I don't know quite where I left off the video, but I guess I had just arrived at the right Starbucks to meet up with Jamie. There he is beside me. And it was actually a real struggle just to get from that Starbucks back to the mall. And I was just talking to Jamie about my pet peeve about the naming systems, because they had a sign there at the hallway that said this way to the Exchange 106. So you're going from the Exchange TRX, located in the Tun Razak Exchange, and you're trying to get to the Exchange 106. They all sound exactly the same, so it's, I don't think it's entirely my fault that I get a little bit confused and a little bit lost. So the idea now is just to walk around a bit, show a little bit more of the mall, I guess, and we're going to take a look at the outside park. I hadn't seen this yet. This looks like this is the centerpiece of the mall, maybe? Maybe this is where they put, when they have like Chinese New Year displays or Christmas displays, and of course Raya right now, of course. So this must be the central courtyard where all of this takes place. And there's the Raya display. They do such a nice job with these. So elaborate. And they understand that people want to take pictures. So they're all set up for Instagram shots down there. Yeah, you go in and sit down and have your picture taken. And there's an idea. I don't think it had really occurred to me before. This huge billboard is on a motor. So it's slowly turning. Seems like a good idea for advertising. It makes me wonder why you don't see that more often. More bang for your buck if your advertisement is always pointing in a new direction as it turns around. It's an amazing screen though. It looks like a painting, like it looks like something. It doesn't look like a digital screen to me. They're so well done now. All right. So I thought we were on the level 2 there, but it turns out we were on some other level. That's where we were, level 1, I guess. And we're back up on level 2. I just hadn't seen this opening before. It's kind of freaky. I like the look from up here, being open like this. And this may be the top level now? It doesn't seem to go up any higher.
I'm thinking over there, wasn't there a theater?
Yeah.
So there's one more level up.
So we're back at the Raya display, about one level higher. So there it is down there. Looks very much like a doll's house. And I noticed this set of stairs over here. Wanted to take a look at them. I was telling Jamie that in an entire mall like this, I'd probably be lucky to find 5 stores that I'm interested in. But here's one. Colombia would always have something that would interest me. And here's one here, a whole water bottle, hydro flasks shop. That would be something of interest to me. North Face is over there. So we're up to 3 stores. And over here, it's open as well. Quite interesting to see. But I think shops like North Face aren't what they once were. They used to be for outdoor, rugged stuff. But I think now it's more brand name, expensive clothing, but not necessarily the best value for travel gear or camping gear. It's more, the kind of stuff you find in a shopping mall now. North Face. Still going up. So we're on level 2 right there. Feels like we should be much higher than level 2. But once you factor in ground, concourse, everything else, we're probably technically more on the 4th floor, something like that. Maybe even the 5th floor. This layout with the stairs reminds me of Pavilion. Because Pavilion has stairs going down to a central courtyard where they have all the displays. Thought there'd be a nice view from up here, and yeah. There is. Very nice. So we're towards the top. So where is the park? Is that it over there?
All around here.
The whole area? Want to go out there?
Sure.
Oh. So this is all basic reconnaissance. I have no idea what's here. Just wandering around and trying to get a feel for the place.
You get lost and turn around.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, right behind us, there's 106. The Exchange 106, right above the Exchange TRX, which is in the middle of the Twin Razak Exchange. So confused. I was expecting to see just tons more grass as soon as I came out onto the roof.
Different areas.
Yeah?
There's some areas up there. different gardens out and around.
Still up on this floor with all the gardens. It's quite a large area, so I've only seen a small part of it so far. But this looks like a pretty interesting place right here. I'm gonna head over there where Jamie is in a minute. But I wanted to show the view behind me. So there's a little piece of grass here. And then the Exchange 106. And I believe all these other buildings, they are also part of Tun Razak Exchange, like the entire financial complex, and that building over there. It's all part of the TRX. And just gonna take a look over this fence over here. Might get a really nice view of the cityscape. So yeah, so what I was saying about how Kuala Lumpur ranks on some websites as being number 4, not Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia ranks number 4 in terms of the skyline, tall buildings, skyscrapers in the world. And looking at this view, yeah, you can well believe it, looking off in that direction and this wall of skyscrapers right ahead of me. Oh, so this would be part of TRX as well, I guess, this park area. Ah, nice. So many tall buildings, and of course, if I spin around, now we come back to 106, which is the second highest skyscraper in Kuala Lumpur at the moment, second only to Merdeka 118. And I was looking at the heights of these buildings, and this one is the second highest, and third after this one are the Petronas Twin Towers. But in fact, this building, 106, is about 1.3 meters higher than the Petronas Towers. So I can just imagine them designing this building, or even while they were building it, and they realized they're going to be almost exactly as high as Petronas, and they decided, let's add 1 more meter, and then we can claim that we're higher. Of course, for all intents and purposes, they're about the same height, but in the record books, they beat them by just a little bit over 1 meter. I don't know what is off in this direction, but there are stairs, so perhaps it goes somewhere interesting. And I know that there are some pools up here. All kinds of things I saw listed, but I haven't seen them yet, so I don't know where the pools are. Don't know how large they are, and I have the impression that they're more meant for children, like children's pools. There's a nice view as well. You get the KL Tower right in the middle. I mean, maybe it gets centered even better coming over here. Yeah.
Pretty much framed by that.
It's just noticed that. Now the KL Tower was framed in between them. It's an amazing view. Still wandering around this rooftop park, the TRX park, the Exchange Park. I'm not sure what it's called. I feel like I'm missing something though. I was telling Jamie, I remember hearing a lot about a swimming pool, but I think we went all the way to the edge in that direction, over there, and we went all the way to the edge over here and all the way to the edge here, and still no sign of any kind of a pool. We've always got the 106 keeping us company, and this massive cityscape. But yeah, very nice up here, but I haven't seen the pool yet, so I'm wondering where that could be. Whether there's a whole other section to this rooftop garden, rooftop park that we haven't found yet. So apparently we entered on that, we exited the mall on that side where the Oram Theater is located. And I guess we went all the way around and we came back in through this side. So there's another perspective on the Raya exhibit, the playhouse down there. We're high above it now. Right up at the same level as the light fixtures. I think I'm coming towards the end of my experience of the new shopping mall, but so far I haven't found the Planet Doug area. I feel like we've been almost everywhere, but I haven't seen a single electronics store, not a single camera store.
The second level.
Chatting with Jamie, I can't even remember where we've been and where we haven't been, but up on the second level, and thinking that we haven't been in this direction yet. So we're going down here to see whether we can find the Planet Doug area, the hardware store, the camera store, anything like that. But so far, yeah, this mall is almost a complete bust from that point of view. If you had a lot of money to spend on some good food, you could probably find some restaurants here. I guess footwear is something that I don't buy footwear very often. Yeah. So far, not really my kind of shopping mall. So the journey continues. We're down on... Are we on the ground floor? I have no idea. Lower ground or concourse. And we're sort of in search of any kind of a food court. I don't know that for sure that there is a food court, but there probably is. So we want to look at the food court, and that will probably be the end of my tour of the EXCHANGE TRX luxury shopping mall. Down one more level, I guess. It's another food court area, the food exchange. So yeah, this is the type of area where you have common seating in the middle, and then you can get your food from all the places around the edges. This would probably be where I would end up coming to eat. I like places like this. Hainan chicken, always a good bet. Nasi Kandar over there. So yeah, here it is, food court. What we were looking for. Going through the mall, I worked up a little bit of an appetite, so I did grab something to eat here. I walked around, and I could have had something from any one of these places I would have been happy with. But when I decided to stop and have something to eat, I just happened to be passing by this place over here, which is the Japanese section of the food court. And I know from experience that I'm a big fan of their chicken curry. So this is the chicken curry with this chicken curry karagi. I don't know what that means, and rice with an omelet there. So that is going to be my lunch. I'm sure it will be delicious. Just going to have a little sample here on video. See what the curry sauce is like. Pretty standard. I've had this so many times in my life. I didn't expect to have anything surprising or amazing. This is just a simple meal to put fuel in the tank, basically. You have the chicken with the curry sauce. It's breaded chicken. Nothing wrong with the chicken. And you've got your basic rice with an omelet over the top. I was kind of expecting a miso soup, a broth of some kind, but it didn't come with that. But other than that, I think it'll be a good lunch. So I'm going to dive in and finish the rest of this. That's it for lunch. Said goodbye to Jamie. He's heading back. He's heading out to have lunch in Pudu, actually. He just kept me company while I enjoyed my lunch. He had his heart set on some other food. But he's on his way back to his home. I'm on my way back to mine. I want to take the MRT, so we parted ways. Good lunch, nice and filling. I like a lunch like that, very simple to eat, tasty, and yeah, not complicated, that's the key. So now, I have to find my way out of the mall and back to the MRT, and I think I know how to do it. I have a vague sense of direction right now. Off in this direction is the MRT. And as you can see, it's gotten a lot busier. We were here earlier in the day. There weren't that many people here. Now it's quite crowded. And you can start to... Anyway, I went all the way around in a circle from the food court thinking I was going to the MRT, and I'm right back where I started from. And apparently I went in the wrong direction. That hopefully it's in this direction now. Yeah, I don't know where I am, but I think it's this way now. Yeah, I don't know if this is where I came in. It probably is. I'll recognize it in a minute because I remember talking about how the decor suddenly changed from typical subway system decor to shopping mall decor. Yeah, there it is ahead of me. Okay, this is exactly where I came in. As you can see over here, it looks like you're in a shopping mall. But as soon as we get to that opening, everything becomes darker and it turns into more of a typical subway system. So, to sum up, yeah, interesting to see, but yeah, it's not my kind of shopping mall, as I said. Maybe I missed the area, the Planet Doug area. Maybe it exists and we just never went there, but we went walking, Jamie and I, all over, every single floor. I never saw a single store that would be of any use to me. Not a hardware store, not a camera store, not a computer store, not a gadget store, nothing. So I came here with a few errands, nothing major. I always need super glue, and I find myself once again in need of super glue. And I thought, oh great, I'll meet Jamie for a coffee, and while I'm at the mall I can pick up some super glue. But I think I could be there for the rest of my life and I'd never find a store that actually sells super glue. So if I needed a tool or a light bulb, any simple thing you need for your house, doesn't seem to be here. But I'm glad I came. I got to see the outdoor park at the TRX 106, the big tower. Well, no, I guess the park is more part of the shopping mall, on the roof of the shopping mall maybe. And yeah, so I got to see the place, what everybody has been talking about. So diving back into the MRT system, there are the gates right behind me. And I think that's the end of my video, to be honest. I am going to do a little bit more shopping. I'm going to probably go to Maybank, the corporate headquarters, in order to withdraw money. Their ATMs are always very nice to me. So I may make the effort of going to Maybank, the big Maybank Tower. It's where I always go for some reason. And I may go shopping for super glue, but I think I'll do all of that behind the scenes, as they say. And with that, I'm shutting down, and I'll see you in the next video.